Microphone test.
Hello, testing, testing.
Hello, hello.
1, 2, 3,
Test,
4, 5,
hello.
6, 7, 8, 9.
Thank you.
10, 11,
Thank you.
12. Oh, thank you.
Hello, welcome. It's us. Where are we, Mrs B?
We're on the sofa on Love Life Triumph.
On Narrowboat Life Triumph.
Narrowboat Love. I never get it right.
Never gets it
Never.
right. We were actually going to do, this is our podcast, by the way, recorded, no comments on the slippers. This is our recorded podcast. We were going to do it outside, but it's not very nice. In fact, let me show you.
It's really windy as well.
Yeah, we were going to go outside and sit outside and do our podcast. Say hello, Mrs Bonneville.
Hello.
Right, we've got the fire going, look, but we were going to go out. I don't know if you can see, it is grey, it is miserable, and we ain't doing a podcast out there. So, let me just turn you around. Say hello again, Mrs Bonneville.
Hello.
There we are. Right, so let me just pop you back down. For those that are new here, we do a monthly podcast. It's called From Mortar to Water, and we answer your questions that you have very kindly, I think that's in focus, yeah. We answer your questions that you very kindly sent in via our YouTube comments or our website, which is www.lovelifetriumph.co.uk. Shall we crack on?
Yes.
Right, now before we start, for those that are keeping up to speed with our BMW GSA Austrian Alps tour, the latest episode is here, or if you're watching on a smart TV, in the video description. And if you're one of those old-fashioned types, nothing wrong with that. If you want to listen to the podcast, again, the link will be in the video description. Oh, I need a coffee.
I haven't seen the questions. Mr. B puts these questions together, don't you?
Correct.
And I honestly do not know what he's going to ask or what questions he's coming out with. So he knows, obviously.
Yeah.
But I have no idea.
That is a very, very good point. Sorry. And all I do is literally, I don't edit the questions. We're asking you to trust us. Mrs B's right. I don't share the questions with her because I think you like it that way.
Yeah, I'd much rather be...
Yeah. And I just literally cut and copy and paste, from wherever they've come in via the website or on our YouTube comments page. So please trust us on that one. Right, shall we crack on? Let's have a look. Let's get the podcast questions. Right. And I know I say it, but we really have had we've had a couple of comments which I want to read out and questions, and we've had some corkers, absolute corkers this month. Right, let's crack on. This is from Paula and Steve Roberts, who are from Tyne and Wear, and they sent this question in via the website lovelifetriumph.co.uk. Let me just read it out. We noticed you have referred to the term floaters, not boaters, a few times. Is this because folk on the marina have called you this, or is it something you have just heard? And is it something that annoys you? Please keep up the amazing vids. Thank you, Steve, and thank you, Paula. So nice just seeing how a couple live on their boat. It's not always about being out on the cut. Absolutely. P.S. I know you aren't doing bikes anymore, but big thank you for posting the Alps tour episode each week. You're more than welcome. Yeah. Extra P.S. Mrs B, my wife, nearly fell off the breakfast bar stool when she watched your Gore-Tex glove review. Cuckoo clock. Let's just let the cuckoo clock go.
Yeah. 2.
It's actually 11 o'clock.
Oh. Well,
3.
2.
4. 5. 6. 7.
It'd be funny if it does actually do the right amount.
8.
8.
Anyway, let me just read that last little bit out from Paula and Steve. Extra P.S. Mrs B, my wife, nearly fell off the breakfast bar stool when she watched your Gore-Tex glove review. That video will go down in history. Right, so thank you first of all for the question, Paula and Steve.
Yeah.
So let me just repeat that. We notice you have referred to the term floaters, not boaters, a few times. Is this because folk on the marina have called you this, or is it something you have just heard? And is it something that annoys you, Mrs B?
It doesn't annoy us in the slightest.
Not at all.
'Cause that's what it's about, the lifestyle.
Yeah.
We love the lifestyle. We love our neighbours. We love being on the water. We love the lifestyle. So, did somebody call us that, or have we heard it? Well, it was really funny because we have some fabulous gardeners, maintenance people in and around the marina, keeping it looking beautiful. And I was chatting to one a few weeks ago, and he actually said, "Oh, so because I said about being a fair weather, boater and stuff, and we enjoy just being on the boat." And he went, "Oh, so you're a floater, not a boater?" And he did smile when he said it, so I didn't take offence by it at all. And actually, we are, although some people have said floaters means something else, it's not that something else.
It means something that floats in the top of your toilet. We know what the term is also referred to. I just want to add to that, no, it doesn't annoy me. In fact, if I'm honest with you, I think I'm quite childish. I do wind a few people up on some of our weekly vlogs.
No, not you.
I keep saying it. Mrs B's right. It is 100% lifestyle for us. So, that's if we don't take the boat out this year, which of course we will do, then so be it. So, yeah, it doesn't annoy us, does it?
No, not at all.
Yeah, a few folk on the marina have called us floaters. Again, not a problem. So,
we wear that badge with pride.
yeah, we do. And I think, again, if you take things too personally, not just living on the marina, but anywhere in life, you're not going to really go out your front door, are you?
You'll never please everybody all of the time.
No, absolutely.
Anyway.
So Paul and Steve, thank you for that question.
Thank
we are
you.
proud to be floaters, and we will continue to be floaters for the foreseeable future.
Thank you for your comments on the Gore-Tex gloves.
Yeah.
We know exactly what you mean by that.
If you're very, very lucky, May actually 1 week
Oh.
actually released just a little snippet. That is by far one of the most commented on videos we ever did when we did our bike stuff. Enough said.
It's the Mrs B's PTs, isn't it?
Right.
Anyway,
so
we're
moving on. Sue and Graham from South Wales, and this came in via the YouTube comments section. Me and the husband love you, pair. Thank you.
Thank you.
Just so happy and down to earth. Well, I am. Joking. Please keep the weekly vids coming. Absolutely, we've got no plans to stop those. Question. We really would like to... Oh, this is a really good question. We really would like to ask a rather silly question, brackets, to us anyway. There's no such thing as a silly question. About the style and format you choose to film the weekly vlog in. Is it all scripted, and is it deliberate in terms of the point and shoot approach you take? This is not criticism, thank you. Other channels put so much into the production value, and sometimes the personality of the characters just get lost. We love them, and also wanted to suggest that you offer PayPal or Patreon, because we would love to donate. I'll very, very quickly deal with the PayPal and Patreon stuff. We were thinking about it. We may do in the future. Watch this space. Now, in terms of our format and style, Mrs B.
We literally, honestly, if we
press record.
We just press record. Where there is no script. We have no idea what we're going to talk about. If you could speak to the people that live amongst us on the marina, they would say that is exactly how we are. So there is no scripts. We usually know where we're going, or we've got an idea of where we're going, but that's it. There is no script whatsoever. And we've got a lovely guy that's on the marina that does some amazing things with his videos, and I mean amazing. He's so good with his videos. And if we wanted to go down that path, we could, but we don't want to. We just love it just to be straight off the cuff. This is what you see.
Yeah, look, at the end of the day, everyone has got a different... It's artistic interpretation. I never thought I'd be using that phrase.
For us.
And it's massively subjective. We press record. It's a vlog. When we had our bike channel, others may agree to or disagree to this comment. We put a lot more into the production value. We use an awful lot more equipment with the bike channel. And again, I'm not... I think it's called flexing on YouTube. We've got some believe you me, very expensive camera equipment. We don't use it because this is a vlog. Mrs B's got a little DJI Osmo.
Donny
and
Osmond.
I've got the iPhone 12 Pro Max, whatever it's called, and we just press record. That's a vlog. If you wanted to go to the absolute purest definition, that is a vlog. So She's right, Mrs B. We don't script anything. In fact, the only thing that's scripted is on this iPad right now, and those are the questions to the vlog, which, as I say, I literally copy and paste from wherever they've come from. So we don't script anything. We know we're not everyone's cup of tea.
No,
Are
no,
we
not
bothered?
everybody likes this.
Don't take that
No.
the wrong way. We're not bothered because it's a vlog. What I'd have loved you to have asked is why we do it this way. Primarily, it's for our own entertainment years to come. You know, in our very, very, you know, old elderly age, we want to sit and just watch these,
Which is
and
years
replay them.
and years away.
Not for me.
And our family that's not here
Yeah,
amongst us, they love it. You know, my nephews who are 6 and
Yeah.
7 love watching Uncle Darren and Auntie Wendy.
Yeah.
You know, so it's great for the family and stuff to watch it as well. But we
just
enjoy doing it.
Yeah, the format is the format. So
That
again,
won't change.
Please don't take this the wrong way, but you know, and it won't change because it's what we do with our channel. So thank you for that.
Yeah.
The other thing,
If you ever meet us, we will be exactly the same as what we are, what you see on the video. Exactly the same, I promise you.
yeah, thank goodness for social distancing at the moment because Mrs Bonneville would climb all over you.
I'd hug everybody.
Hug you like
I
a,
would.
Anyway.
I would.
The other thing that I will say to your point, Sue and Graham, yeah, there are a lot of other channels out there. Maybe you might be referring to boat tubers, I don't know, that do put a huge amount of production.
Oh, and they're fabulous.
Foxes Afloat are, in our opinion, probably for production value, probably the best out there. I mean, Sean and Colin, they put hours and hours and hours into
Fabulous.
that. But that's what they do. That's their job.
Yeah.
Personally, I don't think their personalities detract from what they do, but I know what you mean. Sometimes the production value is more than the personalities, I think, behind the little camera. Anyway, enough said.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Next question. In fact, let me have a slurp of my coffee before my next question. Yeah, before you ask, I make all the coffees around here.
It's a hard life.
Martin Rogers from Conway in Wales, a place we know rather well.
That's where they've got that really tiny little house, isn't it?
I think
That
it's the smallest house in
The smallest house in
the UK.
UK or Europe.
Wales? No, not Europe.
But it's tiny. A 6 foot something fisherman lived in it, and it's the door's about this wide, and I think the house itself
Yeah,
is only
it's
about this
right
wide.
on the front by the harbour, isn't it?
Google it. We were
Yeah.
amazed. Anyway.
So, Mrs. Bonneville's had way too much coffee again. Martin Rogers from Conway in Wales, and this is coming via our comments our comment section on YouTube. I'm not editing any of this, by the way. We just upload it. So, wow.
Oh.
Without a doubt, the best looking canopy on a trad stern I have ever seen.
Absolutely.
Thank you. Now, if you've not seen one of our vids, just go back to the back catalogue. I think we called it Narrowboat Covers. You'll see we've just recently had a canopy on the stern. Thank you. So best looking canopy on a traditional stern I have ever seen. And I've been boating for over 40 years. And only last year had to sell my narrowboat to move to land due to ill health.
Oh.
Martin's question, thank you for the lovely comments, by the way.
Thank
and I
you.
hope you're
We love it. We love
feeling
the
better.
canopy,
Yeah. Do you mind me asking who made it, and will it come down easily? Brackets. Although that isn't really a problem, as I suppose you're on the marina more than out on the cut. Please keep the videos coming. So very refreshing watching a couple living a lifestyle that doesn't actually involve muddy towpaths, yet another swing bridge, and a filthy, dirty CRT point. All of which are usually filmed and turned into other boat tubers content. Now, Martin, look, at the end of the day, you know, that's what those YouTubers want to do.
And that's what we'll do when we go out on the cut.
Let's respect them.
Yeah.
No, we won't. No, I'm joking. Right, so who made it? Titan boat canopies. Generally speaking, I'm going to give them a solid 9 out of 10. We have got an issue with the zip on our cratch cover. And I'm going to be honest with you, they should have been here last week to come and take the cratch cover down, and for whatever reason they didn't turn up. And I was a bit disappointed with that, if I'm honest with you, but I'm sure they will come and sort the zip out on our cratch cover. I don't know whether it was over exuberance when we first got the cratch cover, but there is a fault with the zip, and I'm not happy with it. And there's also a fault with the actual panel, the window panel, which I know they're going to replace. So it was Titan boat canopies that did both front and back. Yeah, we love it. We absolutely love it. We got it for one reason. We'll come on to the taking it down in a minute. We got it for one reason personally, and maybe it's a bit of boat vanity. Don't know, not really bothered. But we just wanted to put something on the back of the boat just to kind of make it look a little bit, I don't know.
Symmetrical.
Yeah, and it will also protect the back of the boat come the winter.
You can notice already.
Yeah.
You know, when
the cratch cover in the winter definitely makes the boat warmer.
Yeah.
Without a doubt. And Mrs B's right.
Well, we can have the doors open. It's lovely. It's lovely having the doors open, and we're looking out onto the water, to the wildlife. We're not having to keep the doors shut to keep it warm. We've got it open now, and it's a windy, cold day today. So
yeah,
and it's lovely and warm in here.
Now, taking it down.
Oh.
Obviously, it's not a cruiser stern, so you know we are aware that Foxes Afloat is a good example. If you watch some of their stuff when they're cruising, you can see they've obviously had the kind of the canopy constructed and made and designed in such a way,
isn't it? Yeah.
Where you can literally. We haven't got obviously a cruiser stern.
However, what I did do, because there's a young guy that comes out to fit the covers called Carl, who's a lovely guy, and I videoed him. I've got about an 18-minute video, not that we've uploaded, we haven't used that for anything, but that was just solely for us, and bless him, he talked me through it as I was videoing. So you put this here, you take this off. So I videoed him putting the whole lot up, and then he said, just do it in reverse. And then when you come to put it back on again, and he said it should be quite easy. Now he made it look incredibly easy, because he does it all the time, doesn't he?
Yeah.
But looking at it, we've said what we'll do is, before we go out, we'll do a few practice runs, and we'll probably video that as well, so you'll see us trying to get it up and back down and up and down and stuff.
Yeah, look, I don't know. Personally, I don't care how long it takes to take down and put up, as long as we do it and do it right.
We will need to, because we won't get out the marina, will we?
We can't get out the marina until it's down.
down.
So how long is it difficult? Don't know. In terms of the difficulty, how long? 20 minutes. The guy who fitted it for us, double it and some. But I'm not bothered about that. I'm really not bothered. There will probably be, some folk out there, I'd have done it that way, and that's absolutely fine. That's, I just think, part of boating life. Everyone's got, a point of view which we listen to and we respect. But we won't know whether, it takes us 20 minutes or 2 hours until we try it. Mrs B's right, we will probably film it.
We will film it, but we'll have to put it on, what do they call it when you do it really quick?
Yeah, fast forward.
Yeah, really fast forward, because otherwise it'd be half a day.
But listen, Martin, thank you.
Thank you, Martin.
And thank you for the lovely feedback. We have also had, Titan boat canopies, if you are listening, we've had quite a few folk come down and have a look at it. I know, definitely you've got 3 orders on your way, and we've got some very, very dear friends who've got a lovely 70-foot boat. Not jealous, Hillary Hills. No, they've got a fabulous boat, and I know they are probably going to go with the same cover as well. So,
and do you know, if a mistake's made in business, it's not the mistakes you make, it's how you rectify them, and they are rectifying them for us. So
yeah, it's only a zip.
We would recommend every day of the week Titan, because they're just beautiful canopies.
But just to put some balance into that, we're not going to flower it up.
No.
We've got a faulty zip.
Yeah.
They didn't turn up last week to fix it, and they should have done.
Yeah.
So but generally speaking,
they're lovely. They're lovely. The shape of the back is just lovely.
So, Chris, thank you. Sorry, Martin, thank you for that. Right, moving on. Chris and Julie Cundell from Bridgend, and this came in via the website. By the way, I did get asked the other day. I was literally walking around the arena. I'm so sorry, fella, I've forgotten your name. Guy came up to me, gave some lovely feedback on the channel. Thank you. Wanted to know how to raise a question via the website. Go to our website, lovelifetriumph.co.uk, and you will see on every single page an inquire. Hit that button, and there's a kind of automated little drop down, and you just pop your question in there and it comes straight through. So that's how you do it. The easiest way to do it, if I'm honest with you, is just pop a question in the comments column. Either or, we check.
On the YouTube channel,
On the
yeah.
YouTube channel, yeah. So, sorry, Chris and Julie Cundell from Bridgend. And they have put such a great channel. Thank you. This isn't a boating question. I'm reading this out because you very, very kindly sent it in. So thank you for that. This isn't a boating question, more of a shout out to Mr. B. Darren, you may remember this, but a number of years ago, you came and drilled me and a number of my colleagues in SEG on Advanced Outrider. Sorry, SEG is Special Escort Group. It's a division of the Metropolitan Police who basically ride motorbikes and escort high-profile VIPs, politicians, heads of state, etc. So you came and drilled me and a number of my colleagues in SEG on advanced outrider and special protection formations on motorcycles. Well, Julie, my wife, was watching one of your videos recently and I nearly had a heart attack when I saw and heard you. Yeah, I'm still here. Darren, the world is a small place because not only do I now get to watch you and your lovely wife, but hopefully one day we shall see you out there as we are also buying a narrowboat.
Oh, nice.
And like you, going to live life on a marina someplace down south. Chris, I've got to be honest with you, I can't actually remember you. Of course I can remember doing lots of work with SEG. Chris has also put, anyone out there watching this that is lucky enough to ride with you needs to realise what a top instructor you are. Ex-instructor, but thank you. The stuff you can do on a bike, used to be able to do on a bike, still makes me and my colleagues smile in wonderment. Top bloke, and stay safe and ride safe. Thank you.
Oh, that's lovely.
P.S. Can we have one of your stickers, please? We don't talk about this very often, but of course you can. Drop me an email with the address and I'll send it out. Chris, thank you ever so much. It must have been quite a surprise stumbling across me, Julie, your wife, watching our YouTube videos. Main point is, congratulations on getting a boat.
Yeah.
You'll love it, fella. We love it, don't we?
Love it. And if you want, we're not experts, God, by a long way, are we? At all.
We know nothing.
But ask us any sort of question and we'll tell you honestly.
Ask us any question about living on a marina. Ask us any question about decorating a boat.
Yeah.
Don't ask us anything about moving a boat.
Laundry, that sort of stuff,
No, but listen, seriously, thank you ever so much for the email. And thanks again for the lovely shout out. And more importantly, hope you get your boat. Keep in touch. Drop me an email, as I say, with where we can post the sticker out to you. And that's not an invitation for everyone else to ask for stickers. Thank you. Mark Peters, via the YouTube comments. Mark hasn't put where he's from, which is absolutely fair enough. Mark has put, been really wanting to ask this question for a while. Here goes. Me and the wife are planning on doing exactly the same as you are doing. Buy a boat, continue to work, brackets, needs, must and all that, absolutely. Close brackets, retire and then perhaps go out and do some cruising, etc. Have you had any, my boat's better than your boat, why did you buy that boat with the stern, etc.? I can still remember the absolute stick and abuse you got when you dared to criticise the mighty BMW GS Adventure. I've watched all of your stuff from the beginning. Now, for those, just a very, very quick aside. For those that did watch our bike stuff, we used to own a BMW GS Adventure, fully loaded, fully kitted out. It cost a fortune. It really was the flagship adventure motorbike, apparently. Won't go into too much detail because it is actually coming up on our Austria Alps tour. But the bike let us down, and it let us down badly. And it wasn't just in that European country, that's all I'm going to say. I happened to vlog it. I happened to do 3 videos around it. They're not on the tour series. I'm never going to release those again. But we had on one of those videos, or I had over 15,000 emails. I did a one-off podcast about it. That's all I'm going to say. So just some context there in terms of what Mark has said.
Yeah.
So basically, do we have or have we had any comments about my boat's better than yours and what the hell did you buy that type of boat for?
No.
Absolutely not.
No. Not at all. But people might say, not to our face or anything like that, but no one's actually said that, no. Not in the slightest. We've never had that, have we? In fact, you know, people say, oh, you know, she looks lovely, she's got a nice...
Well, everyone's got a comment. Everyone's got an
stuff.
opinion. Again, Mrs B's, you know, we would tell you if someone had said something.
Yeah.
No one said a word. You know, Mrs B's, again, spot on the money. You know, people may walk past Love Life Triumph and go, oh, what a horrible boat.
Yeah.
Fine. You know, it's not your boat. We bought this boat because we love this boat. Again, as folk have probably, you know, become kind of used to, we wanted a cruiser stern, we wanted a different layout, we ended up with nothing really we wanted. We walked onto this boat, we knew it got a few, you know, not problems, you know, it had been an old show boat, it needed a little bit of love, it was a brand new boat when we bought it, but it had been out there for
She'd had a lot of feet going through her.
So we're 99% done. There's a few more bits and pieces. So, for example, I'm not happy with the ceiling. That's getting painted. But generally speaking, no one said anything. You know, we're blown away. I'm going to spin it a different way. We're more blown away with how helpful people are here. Everyone's on the front foot wanting to help you, which is fantastic. So there's been none of that, you know, and I'm so pleased because, you know, we kind of came onto the marina, or we decided this lifestyle because we were a little bit, I think, not downtrodden or disheartened, but I was getting a little bit fed up of keeping up with the Joneses and some politics and stuff on land. So it's never showed itself here, has it? I'm wittering, but, you know, no is what I should have said.
Waffling.
Thank you. God almighty. Mark, thank you.
Thank you.
Right, here we go. So, I've put here, I'm not going to read names out on this question because of possible backlash. Oh, that's building up, isn't it?
Oh, it is, yeah, I'm interested now.
I've put here, you know, possible backlash, and the comment on the question could be misinterpreted. So this is why I've not read your name out, but you'll know who it is. So I've taken a decision not to put your name on this one. But let me just read it out. So we are about 1 month behind you in that we have been living on our 60-foot narrowboat with a traditional stern, brackets, we wanted cruiser, so did we, close brackets, and have to say we are loving it. Right, so this is going to sound as though we don't appreciate all the help we have been given on our marina. I'm not going to tell you where. Folk have been amazing, but we are now starting to feel under pressure about taking our boat out for the first time, and other boaters are constantly asking us if we would like to come out with them when lockdown allows. We don't really want to go out and just moor up a mile or so from the marina. For us, brackets, we both work, that's not what we bought our boat for. We just like living on a boat. Plus, we really don't do being in the crowd. Hubby has told me, because he has watched your bike stuff, you never did group ride outs and preferred lone riding. Is this something you think we will be like when sorry, let me put my teeth in. Is this something you think you'll be like when you take your boat out, a lone cruiser? P.S. Can't put your name. Passed his Cardington CB instructor's badge last year and is waiting to go back for his second instructor badge. This is all down to you and some of the responses and encouragement you gave him a few years ago when you and Mrs B did the bike stuff. Thank you. We really do think you pair are a breath of fresh air, and please keep the great work up. You are more than welcome. Now, let me just summarise that, because I didn't read that out very well, because I'm trying to, as I say, avoid naming who these folk are, and of course the marina on, for obvious reasons. By the way, well done on passing your CBT, and good luck when you finally can go back to Cardington. Sorry, Cardington is a driving standards assessment centre in Bedford for motorcycle instructors and car instructors. So good luck for that fella. Now, there's a lot of, I don't know what the right word is, synergy here. Not that we're getting pressure on our marina to take a boat out, far from it. There's a lot of lovely folk that ask.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Fabulous folk.
Yeah, and you know, it's like I suppose it's also like being on land.
Yeah.
When you're at work, come and have a drink. Come on, and you think, oh well, actually tonight I don't want. Oh, come and have a drink. Come on, you're gonna love it. And it's all done with a very, very best intention. And I think personally, this is my view, so you can tell me what you think. But I think there will be times when we go out with our neighbours.
Yeah. Absolutely.
When the sun is out, when we can sit outside the pub down at the bottom of the towpath, when we can sit out and have a few drinks and a jolly and stuff. But there's times when we just want to plan our route and just go off on our own, on our adventure. So we're going to do a little bit of both, but it will be our choice what we do, won't it?
Yeah, I really feel for this couple. When I read it, it kind of it broke my heart a little bit. Believe it or not, I have got a heart. The only thing I can suggest, and it's not advice, how we're going to do it is we will take our boat out. We will slip out of the marina once we can take the canopy down.
Yeah,
we will go out one morning on our own on our boat. The greatest of respect to everybody around us who we really genuinely like. We don't just say that. We've got some fabulous neighbours. But we will take our boat out for the first time out of the marina on our own. And our plan is to literally turn right when we leave the main entrance, cruise. So I'll probably practice taking it out of the marina, cruise up. It's a couple of miles to the first winding hole, turn it round. Mrs Bonneville will bring the boat back. And we will do that on our own. We're not going to stay out overnight. We may practice a couple of little moorings and all that stuff, but that's what we're going to do. Mrs B's right. Then the next time we may have another go at doing that on our own. But at some point we may go out with one of our neighbours. What I'm not interested in doing is going out with 3 or 4 boats. That's nothing to do with the fact that I don't like our neighbours. They're lovely people. I'm not a pack animal. And I do have to agree, I'm not that interested in, mooring up for a mile and staying out overnight. That's not a criticism of folk that do that. Do it however you want to do it. We're going to do it our way. You do it your way. And I really feel sorry for you. If you feel under pressure, I have to say it. Just say no. It's your boat.
It's sometimes easier said than done that because you don't want to offend people, do you?
Of course
you don't want to offend your neighbours.
No, you don't. But at the end of the day, you're like us. You're new boaters. This is our home. And what you don't want to do, in my opinion, is put too much pressure on yourself. And if you don't want to go out, just say no. And hopefully that person, that boater, those boaters will understand. Ultimately, it's a compliment. To be asked to be, going out is a compliment. And we take it as a compliment.
Absolutely.
We genuinely love. I know you probably think, oh, he's saying it again, but we genuinely love, not love, but we genuinely like the folk we live around. The nice folk. But don't kid yourself. If I don't want to take our boat out, I'm not going to take our boat out. That's like me saying, let me give you an example. That's like me, and this isn't me flexing again. I've ridden a motorbike around the world twice. And, there's lots of bikers on the marina. That's like me saying, oh, you don't go on your bike. Why don't you don't go ride around the world on your bike? I'd never do that. I wouldn't put pressure on that person. So, but equally, if that person turned around to me and said, why don't you bugger off, Darren? I'd be completely fine about it. Just manage it, maybe. Just try to say to that person or people, not just yet. Yeah?
It's a lifestyle.
Of course it is. Anyway, it's a really great question.
Yeah, it is,
Good luck with your instructor's badge.
Yeah.
I'd love to know how you get on. Drop me an email. And I hope I handled that right in terms of, and I hope you appreciate why I didn't use your name and particularly the marina you're on. But good luck with it. Right. Ryan, did I handle that okay, Mrs Bonneville?
Yeah, I think you were very good.
She never sees the questions.
That was very good, yeah.
She'll probably give me a bit of feedback later. Right, Ryan Peterson from New Zealand, not jealous, via our comments section on our YouTube channel. Question: me and the wife have had a lifelong dream of coming over to the UK, brackets settling, and buying a boat and living the lifestyle you are currently enjoying. We never said we're enjoying it.
We're loving it.
We love it. You may have been asked this before, but did you worry about stepping away from the property ladder at all, and also what other people would think? Couple of non-boating questions, if okay. Loved your owner review of the GTR 1400. Best GTR vid ever. Thank you. Where is it? It's still very much on the channel, but as I say, they're all private now because we're concentrating on this. But thank you ever so much for that comment. In fact, our neighbour has just bought one, and I'm still green with envy.
It's
They are
beautiful.
amazing motorbikes.
Beautiful
So
bike.
thank you for that lovely feedback on my review of that bike. And also your review on the Harley you had. That was such a cool bike. Thank you. That was my ultimate what I call coffee bike. Also, you mentioned that you once did a tour in New Zealand. Who was that with? We would love to hook that company up with my friends who are planning on coming over here once lockdown and restrictions are lifted. That company was I think it was a Honda VFR a number of years ago. I think it was Ride New Zealand. Anyway, if you type into Google Honda VFR rental in New Zealand, North Island, that's a company I used. I did a 6-week tour, I did a 6-week hire with them. They do all sorts of kind of maps that they loaded up into my sat nav, and that's the company I used. I know they're still very much active over there. I think it's Honda VFR New Zealand or something. It was an absolutely brilliant 6 weeks. I followed one of the tour maps on the sat nav. Fantastic. Keep the vids coming. We really do look forward to watching them on Monday, New Zealand time. And my wife thinks you pair are totally bonkers. We are who we are.
Yeah.
Right, Mrs B, did we have any worries about coming off the... We have been asked this before, but we're happy to answer it again.
Mr. B said to me last April, why don't we sell the house? I'm 55 and Mr. B's 53. Why don't we sell the house and buy a boat? And I said, you're having a laugh.
You didn't
or
say
something
that.
Like, I swore
Yeah.
and said, you're a ridiculous man. Because like you just said, coming off the property ladder when you're in your mid-50s, unheard of. But once we'd sort of got our head around it and we looked at several boats and we started following the likes of lovely Sean and Colin on Foxes and We're on the Move and Welldeck and stuff, and we started watching these lovely folk, and we started thinking, actually, we could do that. Once I'd got my head around the fact that that's what we were going to do, as far as I was concerned, the house was sold and I was on the boat long before we'd sold it. I didn't worry about what anybody would say. We've always had an adventurous lifestyle anyway, so our family know that we would get on a motorbike and travel, I don't know, 4,000 or 5,000 miles around Europe as our holiday. Would they have done it? Absolutely not. They thought we were mad to do that. My sister especially. Why on earth would you want to do that when you can be on a plane, in a comfortable car? So we'd got that adventure about us. So I knew that our family and friends weren't going to look at us and go, what are you doing that for? Everybody was like, oh my goodness, it's going to be great. What a great idea. You worried more than I did. Didn't you?
Yeah, I did worry about it. I still struggle, generally speaking, I struggle with communication anyway, but I still struggle communicating what I was actually worried about. There was a little bit of, peer stigma, family stigma, which never ever materialised. In fact, moving forward 6 months, work colleagues, everyone I speak to. In fact, obviously at the moment, because when I'm certainly working from the boat, I'll occasionally flip my kind of laptop around if I'm on a Zoom or a Teams call and just show the folk my view, and they're absolutely in awe of it. So yeah, I'm not sure what it was with me. Mrs B definitely transitioned kind of into it far quicker than me. I think it's right in saying, we both wholeheartedly believe we should have done this years ago. I think we're right in saying we know we're not interested in going back to property. We've shared it many, many times. This isn't our forever boat. We love this boat, absolutely love it, but it's not our forever boat. We'll end up getting a wide beam or a Dutch barge. Jury's out in terms of where we will end up, in terms of retirement. I'm 10 years away from retirement yet, so that's quite a way away. But we know we won't probably go back to a house. We love living on a boat. So, go do it. Don't worry about it. Yes, it is a big decision. I don't know what, property prices are like in New Zealand, but it is a big decision because, the one thing boats do, differently to a property or bricks is they depreciate. Although we do know if we look after this boat, we know we're not going to get what we paid for it. And I don't mind that so much. I can manage that amount of depreciation. But just go for it. You've got one life. Just go and live it. If there's one thing that I think I think hit me differently maybe to Mrs Bonneville before we bought the boat. I had jobs. Once I came away from the motorcycle industry, I had jobs that I was all over the place, crazy hours, crazy pressure. Yes, with that came the financial reward. I'm not going to hide away from that. But the lockdown really started to make me think in terms of there's more to life than that. Anyway, look, go do it. Don't worry about it. Go live your life. And you know what? If it's not for you, you've tried it. Fair enough.
Yeah,
Mrs Bonneville's looking. We bought.
Oh, let me just.
We've got, look, we live on the water. You're going to get a little bit of, the occasional, issue with insects. We bought fly swaps recently. Don't hit me on the head with that. Right, moving on.
Yes.
Thank you ever so much, Ryan, for that question, by the way.
Yeah, thank you, Ryan. Oops.
Stacey Bennett from Market Drayton in Shropshire. This is via our website. Stacey has put a couple of new boaters, brackets or floaters as it's called here. Just checking in with a question that may make you laugh and may make the professional boaters roll their eyes. Oh dear. I still don't quite get this. Is that fire still in? Yes.
Yeah.
I still don't quite get this professional boaters. Anyway, Stacey's question is, do you find that settings on your stove work better if you completely ignore what is suggested, particularly the top vent, and experiment yourself? Because for the first week, we simply couldn't get a good fire going. Also, have you had any issues with, and I can't name the brand, simply not being able to burn in terms of coal? We have found a brand, which is the brand we use, lights very easily and doesn't leave that much ash in the bottom of the stove. Hope we haven't offended any diesel stove owners, but the cosy look and feel of a multi-fuel stove simply can't be beaten. Completely agree. Please keep the bids coming. Really enjoy watching a couple living a life that others, brackets, we know plenty, talk about but don't have the leap of faith and bollocks to go and live. Look, let's be honest, Stacey, we all know it's a massive decision, so fair comment though.
Yeah.
Right, settings on the fire. God, let me just give you a very, very quick. I know Mrs B will probably want to add some stuff maybe. Yes, I completely agree. I don't very often read instruction manuals. I think it's a man thing, or the instructions to anything. There's a top vent and there's a bottom vent. There's a door you can open. None of the instructions work in terms of how you should, in my opinion, set that more so squirrel stove up. None of them work. I tried for about a week, 10 days to get the vents in the right kind of position in terms of the top one you're supposed to close. If you've got wood in there, you're supposed to open. If you've got none of them worked. Same with the bottom one. Same with the drawer. Blah blah blah. It's trial and error. I passionately believe it's got something to do with obviously the chimney and the angle. That's my theory anyway. In terms of coal, the brand that you name, which is the most recognisable, we couldn't get. It would light, but useless. The brand we've got in there now is brilliant, and it's the same brand that you've referred to. It begins with an E and ends with an L. There you go. Fantastic.
And it's excellent.
It is excellent as well, yeah. So that's the brand we're using. In terms of does it drop much ash? No, I clear out the kind of the tray at the bottom of the stove twice a day, and then I leave it overnight. So, not a problem. So, do we have any issues, or did we have any issues lighting it? Definitely. Because as I say, I actually for once in my life followed the instructions to the T, and I couldn't get anything to light. Now I've got it down to an absolute fine art. I'm going to say that I really have. But that's a man with a fire in it.
Oh, it's forever poking it and doing things with it. It's like they go back to being a caveman. I have.
Don't ever touch that fire.
When he said, we've done this and we've done that, it's like the royal we, because it won't let me anywhere near there. I can't go near the fire or the engine room.
No. You don't want to see Mrs Bonneville in overalls, do you? With greasy, oily hands, do you? Do you? You weirdo. So yeah, look, trial and error. If anyone's watching this that, you know, are thinking about getting a multi-fuel, trial and error. Doesn't matter what brand it is as far as I'm concerned.
Our neighbours have said the same, because they said, oh, this is what we do, and that's worked for them. Then somebody else said, oh, we do it like this. And it's the same stove, but everybody has to tweak it in a different way.
Completely.
Yeah.
But generally speaking, if you are thinking of getting one, get one. They're brilliant, absolutely brilliant. Look, right now the doors are open.
It's windy as
Mrs. Bonneville's
hell.
got no socks on.
No socks on.
It's
no
cold
slippers.
outside, and it's lovely in here.
It's
It really
toasty.
is. So, Stacey, thank you for that question. We've got a couple more to go. Brad and Keith Price from New Hampshire, over in the US of A.
Oh, ooh, nice.
We stumbled across you two when one of your videos popped in our YouTube recommends this a number of years ago. Sorry.
Lovely.
The rest, as I say, is history. We watched all the bike stuff. Mrs B's pillion tips was so close to the knuckle, so funny and so informative.
Thank you very
Mrs
much.
B, do you still have that T-shirt? We're not going there. Yes, she has. And the tour series you did on the Triumph Explorer a number of years ago was brilliant. Thank you. I'm not sure which one you refer to, Brad. We did a couple of tour series. We've had 2 Triumph Explorers, and we did a couple of series on that. But thank you. And by the way, Triumph Explorers, amazing bikes.
I love Triumph.
Amazing.
Hence the fact that we're the Bonnevilles.
Yes, absolutely. We have one question for each of you, if that's okay.
Thank you.
Of course it is. Mr B, are you planning on any more bike vlogs, and can you get a bike on the back of that boat? Come on to that in a minute. Mrs B, have you had a go at steering the boat yet, and what about all those knots? They look very difficult. How are you getting on? We both love you, pair, so please keep the great vlogs coming.
Oh, thank you.
Thanks,
both.
Brad. And Keith. Brad and Keith. Right, Mrs B, have you had a go at steering the boat, and what about all those knots? They look very difficult.
So, I haven't actually had a go at steering our boat. What we did do prior to buying our boat a few months ago, we got some lovely friends,
Ricky and Gemma.
subscribers, Ricky and Gemma. They invited us down onto their boat, and I think we're about 10 hours, weren't we? Down there, and we had a lovely day with them, and they said, come along, you're buying a boat, you've never been on a boat before, you can come and steer ours and we'll show you some of the locks and stuff. And that was so incredibly helpful.
Can I also say, sorry to interrupt, Ricky and Gemma, Mrs B's right, we had about 10 hours. That was as good, even though we've not been on one, I've looked at plenty of videos, it was as good, if not better, than going on a helmsman's course.
Ricky, you should be a trainer.
Definitely,
You definitely
so thank
should be
you.
a trainer.
We'll never forget that, and one day we will meet again, and the first round or 3 are definitely on us.
Yeah, 4 or 5. But yeah, so I steered Ricky and Gemma's boat, and that was lovely, because that was down Oxford way, and we went through Banbury and stuff, which was lovely. So we got a chance to go. We steered past moored boats, we went through winding holes, we went through locks, and we both had a go at everything.
We used winding holes.
Yeah,
didn't we? And we moored up several times, so yeah.
Yeah,
brilliant.
it took us through everything. So,
Absolutely brilliant.
so that was amazing. That was really great to do. And so have I steered this one? I haven't steered this one yet. What we look like we're going to be doing is, when we do get out, I shall be doing most of the locks and the ropes and stuff, and Mr B will be steering. But we've said everything that we need to do on this boat, we both need to know how to do.
Yeah, definitely.
So I will have a go at steering. Mr B, you said one of the earlier questions, one of the first times we go out, we will probably just go out and turn right out of the marina, go through the winding hole, to turn round. You will steer it out, I will steer it back.
Yeah.
So, we'll both have a practice at doing everything. But I think moving forward, I will do the ropes and stuff. Are the ropes tricky? Yes. I keep trying to. I'm a very visual person, so I try to remember things by the things that I look at. And we've got two fabulous neighbours on Goldfinch, and they help us every time with the ropes. It's very patient. You know who you are. Thank you for helping me like you do. And we do this figure of 8. And I think of what was that song that I was singing? I can't remember.
I just want to add to that.
No, once, twice, 3 times a lady.
Yeah.
Once, twice, 3, and so I try and remember little tunes and
there's so many different knots out there, and the same neighbours Mrs B's just referred to. A couple of days ago, we all had to move boats, and I'm going to name him Neil. Actually showed me the same knot that he showed Mrs B, and a lot of the boaters out there are probably laughing. I think it's called the canalman's hitch, whatever it's called, and I'd been tying our boat up with a different knot, and Neil showed me this canalman's hitch. Thank you. It is an absolute, I honestly think it's the only knot you will need, front or back. It is slightly different on the front in terms of you have to do a little bit of a figure of 8 than it is on the back, but the knot itself is so straightforward and so simple. So thank you, and sorry for interrupting, Mrs B.
I think Neil just makes it look very simple how to do
Yeah,
it. It's very good.
Because everyone's got a different way of tying up the boat.
Yeah.
And the way I was tying it up, it was like advanced origami but with rope. Anyway, Brad has also asked, Mr B, are you planning any more bike vlogs? And can you get the bike on the back of a boat? Can you get the bike on the back of our boat? No. Well, you probably could. You'd have to have something engineered
right at the very
at the very end. The weight of a typical bike, an average bike, I don't know, 500-600 cc's. Yeah, absolutely not a problem. We've actually seen, not a million miles, when you actually go down onto the towpath, we've seen a couple of boats with bikes on the back. So totally possible. Will we be doing any more bike vlogs? Probably not, because as I say, this is a boat channel. But who knows? Watch this space, as we always say. Watch this space.
Never say never.
Never say never. Brad and Keith, thank you.
Thank you.
This, I think, is our final one. And it's more of a, I just absolutely love this. I shouldn't categorise, comments or questions, but this is absolutely right up there. I really love this. This is from a lady called Evelyn Mottram. And let me just read it out. This is fairly lengthy, so bear with. Evelyn Mottram, formerly of the UK, now retired, but living the life on a Spanish marina. 89 years young. Still online and all faculties working well.
What is your secret?
Still online by that, obviously, on the wonderful interweb. Evelyn has sent this via our website. Right, personally, can I just say this is one of the best mails? It really is. And I shouldn't say that, but it really is one of the best mails we've ever received. Here we go. How I wish I could meet you, pair. You really are a breath of fresh air, and keep being you, and don't be letting any of the grumpy boater brigade, there are plenty of them about there, unfortunately, be telling you what to do. We don't, and we won't let them be telling you what to do. They are all well intended, but just keep being you. We can only be that. Also, your boat looks so beautiful inside, and the well deck is wonderfully cosy. You will love that in the summer. We definitely will. Thank you, Evelyn. Right, now listen up, you two young'uns.
Young'uns, that's brilliant.
This isn't a question, more of a statement, if I may. My life to date could be summarised into 3 segments. 1. Live aboard a traditional stern. The only type of narrowboat you'll ever really need, in my opinion. That's really going to kick off. Lived aboard this with my husband for 30 years. We hardly moved in all that time. So again, don't be getting pressurised into you must take your boat out, blah, blah, blah. Moor it, live in it, loving it, and varnish it. Varnish it often.
That's what you were doing the other day.
That's all I ever do. Varnish.
Varnish or paint.
2. Lived on Canal du Midi in France for 15 years aboard our barge. Now, pause. I've actually started, I can't remember the name of the channel. I've actually started to watch a YouTube channel where a couple went over to the Canal du Midi on a barge. Because as we've said many times, that may happen, it may not. Anyway, lived on Canal du Midi in France for 15 years aboard our barge, brackets, similar size to a 70-foot wide beam, close brackets. We loved every moment of this part of our life, and if you ever want more information, then please just ask.
Thank you.
I'd be delighted to share anything with you. This is when we got our dog. Narrowboats aren't right, in my opinion, for a dog, but that's just my opinion. I respect it, but we, of course, will be getting our dog. Plus, you pair have a good few more adventures left in you, so don't be tied down just yet. Get one later on in life. Makes far better sense to me, but again, just my opinion. Even you make us sound as though we're 20.
Thank you for making us sound like we're 20. The sun's come out.
We've definitely got a few more adventures left in us.
Lots.
No doubt about that.
Loads.
3. I have now been in southern Spain for approaching 10 years and live aboard a Catalina 42. Apologies, I have no idea what a Catalina 42 is. And you've put in brackets, it's very different to a narrowboat and barge, but still the same lifestyle and still on water. The weather here is all year sun and the temperature very rarely drops below 60 degrees. Even sense my luck.
We just got a little bit of sunshine then. Do you see, just it shone through just for a few minutes.
I have never felt healthier and swear the climate has extended my life. I'm a huge advocate of that. There's so much research being done.
Olive oil and sunshine.
Yeah. Sorry, I've never felt healthier and swear the climate has extended my life. I am unable to take the boat out now at my age, but that has never appealed to me anyway. Even when my Robert was around. You see, my point is, boating isn't always about boating. It's about living on the water.
Absolutely well That's said. What we keep saying, yeah.
Evelyn's final point. Finally, have a gin and tonic regularly.
We do.
Hold hands, make love, continue to be best friends and laugh lots. For 54 years, this is what I did with my Robert. And there isn't a day goes by that I don't miss my wonderful Robert. Stay well. Stay young, you pair. With love and kisses, Evelyn.
Oh,
what?
That's quite sad.
Oh, bless Mrs Bonneville. Look, she's got a heart, even though she's from Yorkshire. Evelyn. And as I say,
lovely. That's lovely.
If that's not proof that Mrs Bonneville doesn't know what's coming, it's actually got me going a little bit. Evelyn, that is a amazing email. Thank you ever so much for it. Stay well, stay healthy over there. We would absolutely love to keep in touch with you.
Yeah, that's such a lovely email.
Yeah, it is. It really is. And who knows, the world is a small place. It really is. Thank you. I think that's a nice way to end our monthly
What,
podcast.
we mean tears?
Do you know what? Oh, there's going to be trouble off camera now. Listen, thank you. As always, these podcasts only work with you folk sending in questions on the comments on YouTube and indeed our website, so keep them coming. We try to keep it to about an hour. I don't know how long this is going to be. I think it's about that. And of course we will see you next week for our weekly vlog. So thank you again, Mrs Bonneville. Wipe your snotty nose, wipe your eyes. Evelyn, you've made me wife cry.
But in a nice way, in a lovely way, very touching.
We will see you next week for our weekly vlog. Goodbye.
See you later, alligator.
I've got to get up now and switch the camera. Look all professional. Oh. See you later, folks. Goodbye.